And welcome to another basketball cards video. This is part 2 of the first one I made. And I think we got to here. I already did him. And then I got to this guy. So now we're on this page. So right here we have another John Collins. Same one from here. But this guy is a prism card for the Utah Jazz. And then over here, Lauri Markkanen. He is also for the Utah Jazz and Donruss. And then over here, we have Marvin Bagley 3. He's for the Washington Wizards, Donruss. And now right here, Anthony Black for the Orlando Magic, Donruss. Right here is special card. Well, not really special, but just stands out in this page. Charles Barkley. He is NBA Hoops and the 76ers. Next we have Damian Lillard for the Milwaukee Bucks and Donruss. Then this is cover art. And now we have down here Taurean Prince for the Milwaukee Bucks and again Donruss. And then right here, Chris Middleton, Milwaukee Bucks, Donruss. And then now, NBA Hoops, Jay Crowder, for the Milwaukee Bucks. That concludes this page. Now we're here. These are all the pages from part 1 and 2. Well, we're on part 2, but this is the start of part 1. So now we have Kevin McCullough Jr., Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks, and then Donruss, and then this guy that I just read, he's also for the Knicks. He's a rated rookie and Donruss. And then over here we have another Mitchell Robinson for NBA Hoops instead of Donruss. And it's all pretty much the same. Oh, in 2024 through 2025 series. And now here we have, how do you say that? Alright, so he's a Donruss card and he is a rated rookie. Right here we have Tyler Kolek. He's for the New York Knicks, and he's a rookie card. And then NBA Hoops. And then next to him we have Cason Wallace. He's for the Thunder and Donruss. Down here, Andrew Wiggins. He's for the Golden State Warriors. And again, Donruss. Almost all my cards are Donruss in here. So, this guy is for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's Anthony Edwards, and it's a magician. It's like a magician style card. And then you can see his team, and then Donruss. And then the last guy on this page is him, Terrence Shannon Jr. He's Donruss, rated rookie, and Timberwolves. Kyle Anderson, Golden State Warriors, Donruss. Terrence Shannon Jr., Great Expectations version. And then we have Donruss, Timberwolves. And then Rudy Gobert, Timberwolves, Donruss. And then right here we have Chet Holmgren for Thunder and Donruss. Right here we have this special shiny effect. Jalen McDaniels for the Timberwolves and Donruss. And then Naz Reid. I don't think I got over him yet. And then he's Minnesota Timberwolves, Don Russ. Another Jaden McDaniels, but this time it's not the effect. And he's Don Russ. Down here we have Mike Conley, Timberwolves, Don Russ. Scoot Henderson, Portland Trail Blazers, Don Russ. Right here we have Chris Murray, Jeremy Grant for the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm going to call them Blazers for short. Don Russ, Trailblazers, Don Russ. And over here we have Donovan Clingan. We have another one right here. And then he's Portland Trailblazers, Don Russ, and he's the rated rookie version of him. Alex Carasso. He is for Thunder, Don Russ. And then this guy is an NBA Hoops card, Donovan Clingan. And then it has this special airport livery. Dylan Jones, Don Russ, Thunder, rated rookie. Down here we have Leigance Dort, Thunder, Don Russ. Down here we have Dyson Daniels. I don't think we've seen him yet. NBA Hoops card, and he has the shine effect as well. 2024 through 2025 series for the Atlanta Hawks. And then right here we have Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks, Don Russ. Now we have Kelly Oubre Jr. He's for the 76ers, and he's Don Russ again. Bogdanovic. How do you say that? And then Atlanta Hawks, and then at the bottom you can see NBA Hoops. Jalen Johnson, Atlanta Hawks, Don Russ. And now we have Colin Gillespie. He's for the Denver Nuggets, NBA Hoops. And then this guy is Great Significance, which means it's kind of like a signed card. And then the card art is pretty good overall. And then now we have DeAndre Ayton, Portland Trail Blazers, Don Russ. Now down here we have Aaron Gordon. He is the shine effect. He's for the Denver Nuggets and Don Russ. Robert Williams III, Portland Trail Blazers, NBA Hoops 2024 through 2025. Now we have another Aaron Gordon, and that concludes this page. Right here we have Jared McCain, Great Expectations version, Don Russ on 76ers. Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets, NBA Hoops 2024 through 2025. Tyrese Maxey for the 76ers and Don Russ. And then down here we have Jaden Hardy. He is the Dallas Mavericks. And then Don Russ. And then right here, past the Rocket edition, Nikola Jokic. Again, Denver Nuggets. And then he's a Don Russ card. And then right here we have Julian Strawther. He's for the Denver Nuggets and Don Russ. And then we have another Julian Strawther. Same thing. And then right here we have another Jared McCain, but not Great Expectations version. And then Kyle Lowry, 76ers, Don Russ. That concludes this page. Now we're moving on to these cards types. And then right here we have a Clippers coach, Don Casey, NBA Hoops. Now we have a New York Knicks player. NBA hoops, he's a guard. Trent Tucker. Right here, we have another coach, Doug Moe. NBA hoops. And then Antonio Carr for the Atlanta Hawks. He's a forward. And then NBA hoops. Over here, we have a normal card out of all of these. Jordan Clarkson. He's for the Utah Jazz, and again, Don Russ. He's always Don Russ. The Mavericks. He's a forward. Adrian Dantley. Now down here, Pistons. He's a guard. The Detroit Pistons. NBA hoops. Isaiah Thomas. And then down here, we have another NBA hoops. The Phoenix Suns, Jeff Hornacek. Yeah, that's weird. He's a guard. And then Mike Sanders for the Cavaliers. He's a forward. That concludes these cards. And now here, we have Duncan Robinson for the Miami Heat. He's Don Russ. Right here, we have Harrison Barnes, I think. He's for the San Antonio Spurs. And then Don Russ. Right here, we have... I don't even know how to say his last name. But he's for the San Antonio Spurs. And Don Russ. Moving down here, we have Chris Paul for the San Antonio Spurs again, Don Russ. Stephen Castle, Spurs, rated rookie, Don Russ. Patrick Williams for the Chicago Bulls. I think I also have a Zach Levine in here. And then Don Russ. Keegan Murray for the Kings down here. He's Don Russ. And then over here is the Zach Levine. He's for the Chicago Bulls. And Don Russ. And now we have Malik Monk for the Kings. Don Russ. Alright, that's this page. On this page. We don't have that many pages left to go. So, it's only parts, there's only 2 parts in this, and this is the last one. Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics, Don Russ. Darius Garland, he's for the Cavaliers, Don Russ. Jarrett Allen, Cavaliers, Don Russ. Down here, Donovan Mitchell, Cavaliers, Don Russ. DeMar DeRozan, Kings, Don Russ. Keegan Murray, Kings, Don Russ. Al Horford, Celtics, Don Russ. Drew Holiday, Celtics, Don Russ. Drew Holiday, Celtics, Don Russ. Alright, we're going to be starting the lightning round in 3, 2, 1. Jarrett Allen, Cavaliers, Don Russ. Kyle Colberry, Washington Wizards, Don Russ. Again, Marvin Bagley, 3 for the Washington Wizards, Don Russ. Michael Cage for the Supersonics, Don Russ. Well, NBA hoops. Buddy Hield, Golden State Warriors, Don Russ. Brandon Podomski, Golden State Warriors, Don Russ. Another of him, Golden State Warriors, Don Russ. Jonathan Kuminga, Golden State Warriors, Don Russ. And right here, we have San Antonio Spurs. Frank Burgowski, center forward, NBA hoops. Fred Roberts, Bucks, forward. Heat, coach. Ron Rothstein. Heat again, he's a guard. Rory Sparrow. Jerry Sloan, he's a coach for the Jazz. Rockets coach, Don Chaney. forward center, Detroit Pistons NBA hoops, John Sally. Cavaliers guard, NBA hoops, Ron Harper. Isaiah Hardenstein for the Thunder, Don Russ. Right here we have, I'm not able to say his name, NBA hoops, Charlotte Hornets. Grant Williams, Hornets, Don Russ. Miles Bridge, Hornets, Don Russ. Limo Ball, Hornets, Don Russ. Duncan Robinson, Miami Heat, Don Russ. Kelleher Ware, Don Russ, rated rookie card for the Heat. I'm not even going to skip him. Joan Jessen Jr., Miami Heat, Don Russ. Duncan Robinson, NBA Hoops, 2024 through 2025, Don Russ. Well, no, Miami Heat. Next, Derek Lively, 2. He's Mavericks, Don Russ. Spencer Dinwiddie, Mavericks, Don Russ. Kyrie Irving, Mavericks, Don Russ. Luka Doncic, Mavericks, Don Russ. PJ Washington Jr., Mavericks, Don Russ. Ben Simmons, NBA Hoops, Brooklyn Nets. Prism, Ben Simmons for the Brooklyn Nets. Isaiah Hardenstein Prism card. And then we have Brandon Miller, Hornets, Don Russ. Here we have C. Holmgreen. Well, that's just another Chet Holmgreen. Nikola Topic, Damon Lillard. OG Anunoby, Molly Beasley, Jaren Jackson Jr. again, Jordan Ivey again, Simon Fontecchio, and then Jeremy Sochin is the last card here in my collection. And I can see why, because look at this cool effect. Pretty soon I'll be making some shorts where I go over every single card and its details. But there you have it. All of these basketball cards sucked into 2 videos. Now, goodbye. I'm going to see you in the next video.